In the remote, icy stretch of Kodiak, Alaska, where winters were long and opportunity even scarcer, lived Isaiah Turner, a quiet, middle-aged black farmer who had barely scraped by his entire life. Known for growing kale, potatoes, and berries in stubborn soil, Isaiah was respected but pitted, a relic of hard times, quietly tending to land that never gave back enough. People saw him every Saturday at the local farmer's market, always polite, always selling the same 3 jars of jam, always counting coins with fingers worn from cold and labor. No one suspected that within 2 years, he'd own half the land in town in cash. It began quietly. Isaiah, who still drove a rusted-out Ford pickup, suddenly paid off his mortgage, donated $100,000 to the local food bank, and then, without warning, purchased 3 vacant commercial buildings downtown, in cash. No loans, no explanations. Rumors spread like wildfire. Theories bloomed. He won the lottery. He found oil on his land. He hacked someone. Then someone asked, what if it was fraud? Within a week, an anonymous tip was sent to the Alaska State Troopers' Financial Crimes Unit. An official investigation was opened. The paper trail was strange. Isaiah had no official employer, no recent inheritance, no sale of valuable property, just a single rural bank account, and a long, encrypted digital trail that led out of Alaska and into something far stranger. Cryptocurrency wallets, offshore exchanges, and archived Reddit posts on obscure finance subforums. Investigators suspected a scam, money laundering, fraud, something, until they found a name buried in an old email thread between Isaiah and a now-defunct financial newsletter. It read, "Thanks for the breakdown on staking protocols. I'll try this Solana farming trick and update you in a year." What the town didn't know, what even his own siblings didn't know, was that Isaiah Turner hadn't just been farming vegetables, he'd been farming crypto. Every night after tending to his land, he'd return to his tiny, wood-heated cabin and boot up a refurbished laptop he'd bought on Craigslist. He'd spend hours reading, learning, experimenting with DeFi platforms, and investing $5, $10, or sometimes nothing at all, just staking, swapping, and compounding. He'd discovered early how to use his farming knowledge to understand yield. Not in crops, but in blockchains. Where most investors saw chaos, he saw seasons. Risk tolerance became weather. Strategy became crop rotation. In just over 2 years, Isaiah turned $180 of crypto in 2020 into over $3.2 million by late 2023. And no one knew. But the story wasn't all triumph. Isaiah's rise came with emotional isolation. He never flaunted his wealth, because wealth made people in his town suspicious. He lost friends. Some neighbors accused him of betrayal. Others whispered about deals with dark money. He was investigated, cleared, and quietly issued a statement. "I grew food when I could. Then I grew value where I saw no one else planting." But beneath the pride was pain. His mother, who had raised him on stories of black self-reliance and farming, passed away in 2021, before his success. She never saw what he built. Isaiah now funds scholarships in her name, offering grants to black farmers across rural America who want to learn financial literacy and alternative wealth paths. Just when the town began to accept his story, a journalist from Anchorage uncovered something stunning. In 2020, Isaiah had posted an anonymous 18-part series on Reddit, predicting the DeFi explosion, warning about exchanges that would later crash, and recommending long-forgotten coins that are now worth millions. He was the ghostwriter behind an underground crypto strategy blog that some hedge funds now pay to access. Never knowing the author was a small-town farmer with muddy boots and cracked hands. Isaiah Turner didn't just change his life, he shattered the mold of what a self-made person looks like. He reminded the world that wisdom isn't always loud, and brilliance doesn't always come from boardrooms. Sometimes it comes from a cold cabin in Kodiak, where one man quietly planted a seed, and the world never saw the harvest coming.